Ladies and gentlemen, the emergence of artificial intelligence and the pickup and the adoption of artificial intelligence have picked up in such a frightening and rapid pace that it now threatens not only simple entry-level jobs, but even executive level and even CEO level job of big companies. If you don't believe, watch this big-time CEO, what she says about her level of job and the threat by AI. So the CEO of DBS Group, Singapore, one of the largest company, actually said that the DBS board of directors actually told her on the day that her job was being announced and named, she actually says that even the CEO job can be replaced by artificial intelligence. So if even the CEO of DBS Group is rather candid and maybe to some extent insecure by artificial intelligence, maybe we should all take artificial intelligence very seriously. So this message was the message, WhatsApp message that DBS Group Board of Directors, which is her bosses, sent to her on the day they named her the chief executive of Southeast Asia largest and most profitable bank. So Tanu Shans, the CEO of DBS Board, shared the moment last week at Fortune's Brainstorm AI Singapore conference, and her reaction landed like a challenge to the rest of the auditorium's audience. If the CEO can be replaced, so can everything else. That's rather frightening, right? So the writer of this article actually said that he left the conference rather astonished by AI's speed of change and sobered by how much it depends on leadership choices. So Tanu Shans' own advice to DBS employees and perhaps to every executive that's navigating the shift come down to 4 R's, which I think is very important. He says reinvent, stay relevant, be resilient, and act responsibly. Well, I think this is kind of a mouthful. Basically, all of us need to just remember the first two R. You better reinvent yourself and better stay relevant. There's no other way. Adoption of artificial intelligence is no longer a luxury, is no longer an option. Okay, it is a necessity for survival. I'm going to share with you two real case studies tonight in a live stream. How artificial intelligence are rapidly replacing human executive. So many of you know that I'm launching my new suite of products under Young Again. And in the past, I will ask my marketing team, my operations people to help me think of a plan, develop it. I will brainstorm with them, take weeks, slowly think, slowly, finesse, and come up with a marketing team. But in a breath of maybe less than half an hour, artificial intelligence have helped me develop the brand strategy, marketing execution plans, and basically replace the work of my entire marketing staff. So I am actually quite stunned by this, right? We don't really need to some extent marketing support of this level anymore. So in another case study, which I'll share with you, a lot of you ask me, Mr. Lu, how you find out with topics to talk about every day, right? So imagine that I've got people actually researching, myself researching and all this kind of thing. I will share with you how I do market research nowadays with the help of a powerful assistant. And the assistant is not even human, okay? And it's just a simple prompt and all the research materials just comes out. And with a simple press of a button, all the materials are being done, right? So I'll share this with you to coach you, to guide you. It's free. I'm not charging you this. So join me on my live stream to level you up a little bit. Okay. I might not keep the video in case I talk about some sensitive stuff. So remember, join in my live stream tonight, probably about 11:30 p.m. So just to further emphasize this, I used to know anecdotally that computer science graduates are having difficulty in finding job. I know because a lot of them come and ask me, Mr. Lu, I've got my children who are formerly computer science graduate. They can't find a job right now or can't find a job easily. I've got nephew and nieces and friends, children as well, all approaching me with the same thing. Now, then I saw reports globally, marketing science graduates are struggling in today's job market. And I think it's important for me to stress this to rest of people. So the unemployment rate for recent computer science graduate has reached 6.1%, ranking 7 among all undergraduate majors, while computer engineering graduates face an even more concerning 7.5 unemployment rate, placing them third highest among all fields. To put this in perspective, recent graduates of art history, 3% unemployment, philosophy, 3.2, are finding it more easy to find jobs than those with computer science degree. That's quite frightening, right? Just maybe 2 to 3 years ago, a computer science graduate in Singapore is the hottest. It's the hottest job. You can get $8,000 starting pay, $10,000 starting pay, and just not enough computer science stuff. Do you ever imagine how rapid this changes? In a flip, suddenly they can't find jobs, let alone getting good pay. So what has caused the difference is because, number one, I think is multifold. Number one is artificial intelligence have just made entry-level coding irrelevant. There's no need to hire coders, okay? Or rather, entry-level coders. It's very easy, right? Now, someone to be able to read and finesse the codes, and fine-tune and think of strategy and all this kind of thing, maybe you still need that kind of job. Entry-level coding, I think the job is gone, man. It's gone. And also, the amount of funding has dried up in many startups, high-tech startups as well. So some people actually said, but Mr. Lu, can't the computer science just simply switch into AI? Well, some can, but a lot can't. I don't know the details, but what I understand is that artificial intelligence is much more than coding, involves mathematics, statistics, big picture, architecture, and all stuff. It's not exactly computer science, and computer science is computer science. Computer coding is computer coding, and it's something that I do not understand at a deep level, but I can appreciate superficially. So across the world, okay, not just in Singapore, this is the phenomena. So the latest graduate employment survey finds 79.5% of all university graduate in 2024 secure full-time jobs within 6 months of graduation, down from 84% in 2023. And that's quite serious, right? And this within that overall figure, graduates of information and digital technologies, which includes mostly computer science majors, still led other cluster, but at 88.7%, they fell from 91.4% in 2023, suggesting mounting competition even in tech industry. And anecdotally, hiring freeze are now across the board in many companies and stat boards, and they are taking a lot less entry-level computer science graduates, and that's a phenomenal trend in Singapore. Globally, rising graduates unemployment is found significantly among 22 to 27-year-old college graduates. The unemployment 5.8% in March is the highest since 2012, and the overall hiring rate for entry-level CS role plunged by 8% over the last 3 years. So this is not just a Singapore phenomena, it's also a global phenomena. The listing for junior technical roles have fallen sharply, down 43% in US and 63% in UK, driven in part by AI automation or tasks once given to new graduates. Unemployment by majors, a recent analysis ranked computer science graduate unemployment at 6.1%, higher than nearly all other fields, while computer engineering grads face 7.5%, and we have talked about it. Okay, so this is a very serious trend, and we should take a serious note of this. So the key takeaway is this: the emergence of artificial intelligence is disrupting jobs at a far rapid pace that I ever imagined. I always think that it will come something like internet, and the internet world, the disruption was pretty gradual. Took maybe, I remember, in the end of the 1997, 98, 99, the kind of time, and then gradually all the way to dot-com bust and gradually coming over. It took easily 5 to 10 years, for a proper disruption. And there's a lot of time for people to adjust. This time, the emergence of artificial intelligence is far rapid. It's so rapid. I just pick up something and I just realize that, over the next few weeks, there's a far easier way to do it that's just emerged and things like that. So I would just say this. Anecdotally, the adoption of artificial intelligence has enabled me to increase my work productivity and also business efficiency faster than ever. I'm lucky. I got a super AI expert that coached me, as a right-hand man every day. Mr. Lu, you idiot. Why are you so slow? Pick this up. There's a new way of doing this. Why are you so slow? Why are you so slow? And I have people chasing me from behind and causing me to improve my AI adoption. Unfortunately, even Mr. Lu, we have got all these nudges from behind. I think I'm very fast by my own standard, but it's still too slow by industry standard. Okay. And I don't know about everybody, but I try very hard to keep up. And at 50 over years old, learning things are just very painful. Okay. And I would just say that every day I think of new ways of applying some of this AI. I'll capture some of this case study tonight. I'll try to find some time to share everybody some of these learnings. Okay, to share everybody, to inspire you to learn more. So remember, hit subscribe so that you not miss my live stream. I know there's a hot demand. A lot of people ask me to organize a second class. You just come buy the tickets and things like that. I'm trying my best. It's very difficult to find locations, very difficult to convince my coach to do it. But I got some progress already. So hit subscribe so that you are notified if I ever could do it. There is one last advice that I would like to give everybody. I think in the past, for Singapore, entrepreneurship is a very faint idea to most people because wonderful jobs are all over. The government does a very good job in getting jobs for everybody. There's no need to take the risk to become an entrepreneur. In fact, the day I decided to become an entrepreneur, so many people talked me out of it. Unlike maybe in US, everyone will celebrate, but in Singapore, I bet you if you your children say you want to become entrepreneur and prepared to slog for 3 to 5 years, most parents will talk them out of it. Why you want to do it? You got great jobs waiting for you and things like that. Unfortunately, I want to share everybody, entrepreneurship may not be a luxury anymore. It may be for survival. Okay. So start adjusting your mindset. I would like to share everybody that there was a time in countries like Indonesia, many years ago, right, decades ago, where the Chinese, for example, because of racial discriminating policies and things like that, could not find jobs easily. They had no choice but all form entrepreneurial plans and work very together and create businesses after businesses after businesses. Today, many of them are doing very well, especially the Chinese in Indonesia. And that's largely because they had to survive, not because it was a passion whatsoever. I'm in the opinion that this day might come. This day might come. So start adjusting your mindset. And I'll be happy to share with you some of my entrepreneurial experience. I don't charge you a single cent for sharing some of this experience, okay? But I would like everybody to start thinking that this may no longer be a luxury, but for survival, okay? So I'll see you in future videos. See you tonight. Bye-bye.